Welcome to the Stash Threeview. What we're going to be doing today is reviewing 3 different products. We are going to be reviewing the Haya 9-inch bamboo circulars, as well as the Knitter's Pride Dreams in 6-inch long. And we're also going to be doing a yarn review here. This is Sea Turtle Fiber Arts, and it's the Riley Sock in Rainbow Bright. So first I'm going to show you what I knit up with my Riley sock. It's right here. Isn't this crazy? I was really pleased with this yarn overall. It starts out, I did my little cast on, which was super cuckoo bananas. And then when I was doing a knit 2 purl 2 ribbing, what it did is it created this slow rainbow that, if you take a look, actually twists all the way around my wrist. I know, right? And then it got pulled back here when I started doing this gusset. And then after the gusset interruption, it kind of picked up where it left off. And went all the way around my hand a few more times, and then got pulled a little bit into more of a rainbow again at the top. So this yarn was really soft, had good stitch definition. Any of the splits that I kind of came into probably were my own fault. And so I found it a really perky, soft, durable knit. I knitted it with a 2.5 mil. And yeah, it was a pleasure. I haven't blocked it yet, but it's pretty amazing, don't you think? So that's my review of the yarn. A huge thumbs up. Huge thumbs up. It's a local yarn. We're going to have it here at Stash coming up this weekend, actually. So in limited amounts. It's an indie dyer. So I guess one thing I do want to make you aware of is that I'm not sure if this would happen with every single kind of project. It happened with my fingerless mitten, and I was working with around about 50 stitches or so. So if you're using more stitches than that, then it might be an even slower twirl, which could be pretty cool too. I just think there's lots of potential with this yarn. So the next up, I knit my fingerless mitten with these little guys. Hello, hello. Yeah, they're super tiny and freaky cute. 9 inches long from tip to tip. These are the Haya 9-inch bamboo circulars. I'd never used a circular this small and kind of was a little snotty about it, which is not like me. But I tend to use things on double points a lot. I'm like, oh, it's just as easy to do double points. Why would I want to use such a small circular? But I brought them in to try out, and I gotta admit, I kind of love them. They're sort of ridiculous because once you fill them up, you can really only ever use these fingers right here. Your little pinkies are fairly useless. It took some adjusting for me to hold my yarn because I tend to hold my working yarn back here, and I had to pretty much just let go and find a new way. So I had to actually wrap my yarn differently. So that was a con, was adjusting to them. The pros, however, were pretty fantastic because what it meant is that when I was knitting, I never ever had any intersections to worry about ladders. I never had any tangles, and it was very, very quick. I just knit my little heart out. So these would probably be super ideal for a sock with like an afterthought heel or something like that. Because really, if you're just hitting the knitting highway, it was really beautiful. And even doing my fingerless mitten, when I had my gussets here, it was a bit of a pleasure to be able to have stitch markers here and here on a circular needle and still work while in the round. Without having those 3 or 4 needles to manage while working. So this knit up super freaky fast. So that was another pro there. The cast off was a little bit awkward. I probably should have taken a different needle and put it in my right hand and cast off of this onto the right needle just for a little bit more wrist leverage. So yeah, it's a little bit tight when you're knitting it, like, you know, it just took some getting used to, but it was surprisingly delightful to use. I also like that they were bamboo because the bamboo was a little bit less slippery and I had a little bit more control of the situation. And as someone, I don't actually knit very much with sock yarn or sock weight yarn myself, so this really helped me out a lot. So yeah, I would say that the pros were the bamboo slowed me down. The length was surprisingly delightful. One of the cons was, of course, even if I did knit the whole thing in the round, I did have to stop and switch to double points from my thumb anyways. So after I cast off here, I did need another set of needles. And that might be the same thing if you were doing a sock and you wanted to set up a Kitchener stitch or something like that. I don't think that this will do it. So I don't think you could do the toe with this. You would still have to switch to different needles. So that would be the only con. But if you're trying to knit a tube very quickly, surprisingly delightful. Yeah. So my third review is Knitter's Pride. Knitter's Pride Dreams, 6-inch long. These are 2.5 mil needles. Let's see if we can get a close up there. So these 2.5 mil needles are really pleasant. My main con with it would probably be that they are a little bit dark. These are almost like the rosewood burgundy purple color. Knitter's Pride is well known for their color-coded needles, which I actually find very beneficial. If you have them kicking around a project bag or something, it's really easy to hunt down all 4 or all 5 of your needles that you would need for your project because they're color-coded. Another little concern here is these numbers do actually happen to wear off. So that's something you have to be aware of. They are just kind of stamped on, and the wear and tear and friction will eventually rub them off. So you do sometimes want to have a knitting gauge kicking around for any kind of needles by Knitter's Pride Dreams that you're going to put to good use. So but otherwise, I loved the point on them too, actually. There was a lot of control in here. And I was really worried, oh, geez, am I going to snap them? But I found them to be surprisingly strong and really straight. So, yeah, overall, they made the whole job very pleasant. I did actually split a little bit, but again, maybe I'm just not used to such a nice needle tip. Just a little review here. This here is the Riley sock rainbow bright colorway. I just wanted to show you what it looks like all wound up. Isn't that stuff awesome? It's pretty crazy, and it knits up just delightfully. My employees and we were just talking about how we would almost kind of fall in love with little specific rainbows within it. Like this one here has a little bit more teal in it. This one has that that aqua green, and we were like, oh, that's a really nice stretch there. So it's a really great yarn, a nice conversation piece, and considering all the brights in it, I think it actually turned out really super fantastic. So that's my Threeview. 2 thumbs up for everything, actually. These are a lot of really fun products that we have here. Thanks for watching.